So you're saying there's a chance, and that's exactly what we're telling you in regards to the San Francisco 49ers potentially locking up and clinching a playoff berth this weekend. There are a couple things that need to happen, and we are going to go over them in a second. But man, I cannot express how big that Eagles win was for the San Francisco 49ers in putting them in this spot. And it's not just about clinching a playoff spot again means we're securing our spot in the playoffs, meaning there's no way we're going to miss even if we lost every single game from here on out. The point being for the San Francisco 49ers, though, as you already know, is getting the number one seed. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but let's take a look at what the San Francisco 49ers need to do in order to get this thing locked up. So as you can see, this just came out a couple minutes ago, and these are the scenarios that the San Francisco 49ers need to see in order to officially clinch a playoff berth this week. And this is what needs to happen. In all three scenarios, the 49ers need to beat the Seahawks. So that's going to be a given. So these are the three scenarios that need to occur. Green Bay loss. So if Green Bay loses, that means the San Francisco 49ers clinch a spot. If the Minnesota Vikings lose, that means the San Francisco 49ers have clinched their spot. If Green Bay tie and miraculously Minnesota ties as well, the San Francisco 49ers clinch a spot. So there's a good chance that the 49ers could get that done this week. Green Bay obviously just beat the Chiefs in a pretty impressive fashion. So maybe it's up to Minnesota to give us our opportunity to clinch the playoff spot. But to be honest, I have no real concerns about the San Francisco 49ers clinching a playoff spot. It's more of a matter of when, not a matter of if, in my opinion. And also, the San Francisco 49ers are not just trying to clinch a spot in the playoffs. They want the number one seed. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to be rooting for the Dallas Cowboys this week. The Philadelphia Eagles, after getting absolutely embarrassed by the San Francisco 49ers, now have to go face off against a division rival, which is essentially a playoff game for them. This determines who's probably going to win their division. This determines the potential hold on the number one seed or losing it. So this is a huge game for Philadelphia, and they know that. The pressure is on right now, especially with the way they got exposed by the San Francisco 49ers. And playing, let's call it what it is. The Dallas Cowboys are red hot right now, especially on offense. And we just saw how the San Francisco 49ers basically gave the blueprint to the NFL to absolutely expose that defense. And Dak Prescott coming in, in the MVP conversation, CeeDee Lamb playing insane. They have a real opportunity to take down the Eagles, which in that scenario, guess who moves into the number one spot? Because the 49ers, if they win and the Eagles lose, they would those two teams would have the same record. They would be tied, but the 49ers have the tiebreaker with the win that they just had. That would shift the position. That would move the 49ers into that one seed that I want so bad. And I know they want so bad. They talked about it all offseason. I know it might not have been a main focal point of the offseason conversation, but they've definitely talked about the need to play well early on in the season so that it doesn't bite them in the rear in the playoffs like it has in years past. So the number one goal for the 49ers right now is to get home field advantage through the playoffs, get the number one seed. And if you can get a bye and not have to play in wild card week, that is a dangerous place to be for the league in regards to the San Francisco 49ers because let's face it. Look at the San Francisco 49ers and what they have done out of their bye. They lost 3 games heading into that bye week, and they're undefeated on the other side and have just been dominating every team they've played against. So this is the type of team that I don't think needs to stay hot and keep that momentum rolling and keep building because they are solidified in who they are. Their foundation is set. So a bye in the first round of the playoffs would be huge in multiple different reasons. Letting their bodies refresh, get healed, letting their minds kind of get ready for the final leg of the race. The San Francisco 49ers would benefit so much from getting a first round bye. And so that's why number 1 seed is at the top of the Christmas list for these 49ers. Have they been good enough to get their gift, or are they going to get some coal in their stocking? I don't know. It's December. I had to tie in Christmas somehow. But this conversation obviously is going to be a conversation that is going to be had likely every week from here on out because it's December football. That's the point of my Santa reference. Is December football is when the real teams show up and position themselves to be contenders for the Super Bowl. And obviously the San Francisco 49ers are the hottest team in the NFL. It's no debate. You're seeing every talking head, every national pundit continuing to hammer the fact that the San Francisco 49ers are unquestionably the best team in the NFL after their performance against the Eagles. Again, Brock Purdy's leading MVP candidate. You can make the case for Christian McCaffrey. I saw ESPN posted Trent Williams as potential like under the radar MVP candidate. I love that for Trent. That's phenomenal recognition for an offensive lineman to be considered in that conversation because let's face it, offensive linemen don't compile stats. So his ability to be in that conversation, I think, is a really big one. So the San Francisco 49ers have a big time opportunity in front of them this week by clinching a playoff berth. Obviously, they need some things to happen as well as them winning these games. But the San Francisco 49ers should be able to take care of business this week against the Seattle Seahawks, and hopefully we can get an assist from Green Bay in Minnesota in the form of a loss. We'll see what ultimately happens, but let me know what you guys think about the San Francisco 49ers clinching the playoffs this week, and let me know what you think about the whole seeding scenario and everything in between. Drop it in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.